the last Wednesday of the month, so you know what time it is. It's time for you to go ahead and enter into the man cave.
Real quick, what play we gonna run?
You look like a coach, though, man. You just like a coach.
But Deion Sanders is not making $93 million.
Now, you don't never dip your pen in the company ink.
I'm glad you said pen. I thought that was going a different way.
No,
I didn't know where that was about to go.
You can clip this. If I gave you $168 million, I want to know what type of fabric softener you're using on your initiatives. You know what I'm saying?
If he could be described in 3 words, he's so horny at that moment. Yeah, I said that. That's going in the highlight tape. I know it is. You know, after that.
Oh no, you know what I'm saying?
You just ahead because once we get on Patreon, we're gonna have that platinum tier for the platform Sportstalk show. You know what I'm saying?
We need some platinum sponsors. That's what we need. You know what I'm saying?
Missy,
Man,
knee alone, Friday knee alone.
Fresh Prince knee alone.
the best man, me alone, man.
Well, anyway, it was a good run while it lasted. So
Then they were exactly who we thought they is.
And that's why we say we look at the guys that are in our OTE arena is who are you? You know,
Crazy story. The first time I touched a basketball court, I cried. I didn't want to go. They forced me to go. They put me in the van.
It's a give back to allow the young people to experience the game, to learn the fundamentals the right way.
All right, so it's the Man Cave coming to you live from the Platinum Sports Talk Network. My bad, Smooth. I won't mess it up no more. I got you, man. I got you. All right, you know what?
It's the platinum show, man. It's a platinum
Yeah, the show is platinum. That's why I keep saying it. It's so.
Well, now that we got that out the way, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Stanton. I am the host of the Man Cave. But as you know, if you've been here before, I do not do this by myself. But if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I am Stanton. And this is the Man Cave, brought to you by the Platform Sports Talk Show. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get my co-hosts in. I'm going in order of seniority here. This guy, as I say all the time, was here before me and is one of the pillars of the Platform Sports Talk Show. So I want you all to show your love and give it up for the one and only Sadal. Yo.
The producer just has a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Didn't
This
that
is all
give
the
this
selector
show is being
man,
recorded before
the real
live
estate
studio
DJ. Yes, indeed.
Yes. He is. So now, would it be fair to say that you are our football almanac on the show? Would that be a fair title to give you?
I wouldn't call it almanac, but I'm a football aficionado.
Okay. There we go. We have our resident football aficionado. I'll take that. But this next guy coming on, I can say without a doubt, he is our resident wrestling almanac. I'm not going to say former, because once a wrestler, always a wrestler. So, ladies and gentlemen, please show your love for the one and only Mr. T-Bone Funk.
Hello.
He got the 1980s.
It all matches, because those awkward moments where you had to just stand there as the live studio audience was clapping, and then it's like, hello. They're still clapping.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on?
Exactly. Oh man.
Miss Williams
Hello,
in the house. Miss
Miss
Dub.
Dub is in the building. Shout out to our faithful patroneer. Is that it? No. Our faithful watcher, Miss Dub. All right. So we are all here. There will be no Craig Black this evening, which is pretty unfortunate, because there were some topics that I wanted to talk about.
I guess he got tired of us beating him up, on his sports choices.
Well, he's just like DC Sports. He don't show up.
Oh man.
It feels kind of wrong when the man ain't even here to defend himself.
Hey, when he is here, how does that go? Huh? Yeah. And
I don't feel as bad.
The same to me.
That is very true. All right, so T-Bone, let them know where they can find us.
Everywhere. Next question.
Can we get a little detailed? Can we get some sections?
Okay, all right. For those of y'all who are watching us in the future and don't know how to come back to where you are, let's find out how we can find us on the show. So let's see. You can check us out on the Roku. You can check us out on YouTube. YouTube's probably our favorite. We trying to build that subscriber count. So if y'all can help us out and go ahead and like and subscribe. And when you subscribe, go ahead and hit that
bell.
That's right. So when we go live, you will be
notified.
And hey, I'm not kidding y'all. Please go ahead and subscribe, like right now. Not now.
Click the button. It's not gonna mess up nothing.
Do it now.
Do it now.
All right.
Don't do it now. Do it right now.
It's done. It's done. I trust y'all out there. We trust y'all. So hey, look, you can you can go on 314 Sports Talk on Twitter. You can catch us on Facebook, the Platform Sports Talk Show. Hey, if y'all want to send some comments, make sure you do it on YouTube and Facebook. It usually works out better that way. And don't forget Hot 365 Radio, where it's always hot out there. You can also catch us on their Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Hot365 Radio. And hey, you can catch all of our programming. That's right, all of our programming. I said comments. All right. Anyway, you can catch all of our programming. That includes what you're listening to right now, the last Wednesday of the month, the Man Cave. That's right. We are about to get into the Man Cave right now, but also the first Wednesday of the month, we've got Ladies Night, where you catch Bunny, Joe, and the rest of the panel, and you'll be able to hear all the opinions out there because, look, I got to be honest, they're more knowledgeable than I am. That's not
Facts.
That's not a shock for anybody who's listens regularly. But hey, you'll be able to catch all their stuff and hear what all they have to say, and you can catch the platform sports talk show proper on the rest of the Wednesdays that aren't the first and the last. And hey, we're everything. All right, see what I did there?
We are. I will double down on the women. Definitely know more than me. Like Joe know more about hockey than me. Bunny keeps up with basketball more than I do.
You need to get a Joe Knows shirt made. You know what I mean? Joe Knows.
That is some merchandise lying in wait. Oh, you know producer off screen.
I have a thing about producing merch. You know what I mean? Like, coming up with these ideas. So we need to get that. That needs to be like the first shirt. Joe Knows.
It does. That needs to be the first shirt available for purchase, along with logo shirts.
Well, of course,
that's no
Start
question.
the song. Give them options fresh out the gate.
Goes without saying,
Give them options fresh out the gate. All right, real quick before we get into the show, did y'all see the smoke outside? We got to talk about it.
I'm not the street prophets. I don't want the smoke. You know what I mean? I don't want that smoke. No,
I don't want that kind of smoke either, man. It's already the only smoke I want is the smoke from the barbecue pit.
Barbecue.
Next week it's coming up, baby.
That's what I want.
The Summer Cookout Olympics. That is the only thing that is called, and nothing else.
Hey, look at that. Already started.
See, we already got one.
Mr. Producer,
make it happen.
Let me know if I need to break that hot press, the heat press out. All right.
Ooh, not the heat press. Ooh,
I got it. Heat pressing.
Come on now. Yeah, you got to watch your arms with the heat press. But yeah, I walked out of my friend's house at like 7:00 last night. Sun is out. Just an ominous smoke fog is what I called it. I immediately thought somebody was grilling. Didn't smell any barbecue. I thought somebody's car was having car problems. Didn't smell anything burning. I looked like Los Angeles in the 70s before the Clean Air Act. Yes.
I'm glad she referenced that.
Man.
Somebody else referenced saying it probably looks like Los Angeles. I was like, yeah, probably before the 70s when they changed that. So look, I'm glad, my little knowledge of
or within the past couple of years with the fires they've had up there too.
Yeah, well,
Just so apparently, for those of you all who are not in the St. Louis area, we are receiving residual, is what I call it. We're receiving residual smoke, not the main smoke, because like T-Bone said, we don't want it. From the Canada forest fires. Mm-hmm. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all of those that are affected. But yeah, it's making its way. It doesn't look as bad as it did in New York, so I'm happy about that. They did say the air quality was a little bad, but I just wanted to get that out the way. Now we finna hop into these sports, which is what y'all came here for. I want to talk about an event that took place. No, go away.
Hey, before we begin, Stanton,
what we doing?
I just like, this is a word that I really don't like to say, but one of football's fraternity members have passed away over the past few days. Ryan Mallett, I believe it was a drowning accident. I was reading. Man, too soon, man. Ryan Mallett played in the NFL, played for South Carolina. It said he got caught up in a riptide. It's so sad, man. So tragic, man. Decent quarterback. I remember his days. I think his notable time in football was in South Carolina, playing for them. Decent quarterback. Didn't quite catch on in the NFL as he should, but hey, prayers up to his family at this time. So, and then also prayers up to Deion Sanders. Despite what you think of the man, he had emergency surgery for blood clots in his leg.
Yeah.
and that's really serious. Think he had a successful surgery, but it's still up in the air. He's staying positive as he always is, but there may be a chance at some point in his life where they're talking amputation, and that's something that is just, it's just awful, especially coming from a guy that made hay and made his career, his name on his legs, and using his legs, and but he's staying positive, family staying positive. I follow him, his son's YouTube channel. They're upbeat about it, but yeah, continue prayers for Dion at this time as well.
Yeah, no matter how you feel about a person because of what they're doing in their profession, just please keep in mind that they are still human, and they, our thoughts and prayers go out to Dion and his entire family as they deal with what could be, what already is a life-changing process, but what could be a further life-changing process. And then our prayers also go out to Ryan Mallett and his family. This is the second athlete within the last 2 or 3 years that we've lost to waters, because Shad Gaspard.
Yeah.
And then there was an actress who also died from Glee. Yeah.
Oh, I can't. Yeah.
She was on Full House too.
And Nia Rivera.
Apologize.
I believe Naya Rivera. I believe that's how you pronounce her name.
Yeah, Naya Rivera.
And then also the misfortune that took place with the 5 who were in that submersible. Our prayers go out to their families as well.
Be careful out there, y'all, around this water, man. It's summertime. We're getting into the summer months. People are doing a lot of activities outside, out in the water. Be careful. I know defensive coach for the Rams had to save
Raheem Morris. Yep.
Raheem Morris had to save some children. And also Peyton Hillis had to save his own child and from drowning. And
I remember when that came out.
Those turned out positive.
Yeah.
But still, hey, let's be mindful and let's be vigilant with the younger ones around water, and just vigilant ourselves around water, man.
For sure. Like nature is still, as beautiful as it can be, it's still the most dangerous thing out there, because you never know, and it's unpredictable. So our thoughts and prayers go out to those affected. Please be safe. Like Sadal said, please be safe this summer. Please, please, please wear the necessary gear you need to.
And get the little ones signed up for swim classes as early as possible.
Yeah.
Yes. Not those swim classes where you just chuck a baby in the water.
Don't wait till 9 years old, where the concept of drowning was already in my head, so it wasn't working at that point. No.
And don't wait till you're 39 and still haven't learned how to swim. Don't be like me.
Or 29. Do not be like Sadal and Stanton when it comes to swimming.
I mean,
in other areas you can be like us, but no, not in that area.
Not in that area.
I don't even look. I go to the beach to walk on the sand. I look at the water like, man, that is real pretty. Stanton, come in the water. No.
Yeah, you and me both, man. I don't.
That's enough for me, dog. I let the water touch my ankles. That's it.
You can't.
I go ankle deep.
Beware if it, kind of talking about what happened with Ryan Mallett. I don't know what the circumstances with him was, but just a cautionary tip: if you don't know how to swim and you go to the ocean, be very careful. Don't go past, really. I should probably say your kneecaps, but don't go really past like your hips at the most, because at that point, that's when you really become it really
one with the water.
Yeah, it becomes harder, because the wrong wave can bring you backwards before you even realize it, and you a lot further out than you realize. So yeah.
So I used to go probably to waist level, and then I felt that pull and that push you were talking about, and I was like, nope, let me get out of here. And I treaded to more shallow waters. So please, everyone, be safe. Be safe in the summer, please. Well, also thank you to our producer for the disclaimer in the beginning.
Oh my goodness.
Because I'm not gonna do it. Okay.
Yeah, that was last month's segment. We're not going to talk about that. If you want to see what we're talking about, you can always go to the Platform Sports Talk Show page on YouTube or Roku and check out last month's episode.
In them archives.
We had a phenomenal day today. Nigger League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue.
Oh,
come on, man!
Oh, we had a 7-second button. What happened?
I thought we were done with this.
It's gone. The 7-second button is gone. But you know what? Let's get into these sports. We just wrapped up the NBA draft the entire night. A lot of players went to a lot of places. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I said it in one of our group chats. N-word moment coming up. I felt like Tommy Davidson after they drafted Victor Wembanyama. Who are these niggas? I didn't know any of these players. Not one. I just found out about the 4th round pick, Amen Thompson, because he recently played. Well, I don't know how recent it was, but he shared a game with Bronny James, and they both put up 16 points. I don't know about the assists and rebounds, but they were trying to say that, oh, look at how he fared against the number 4 draft pick, and it's like, okay. But Bronny talk is another conversation for another time. I've got the top 10 draft picks right here. Personally, they all matter. But personally, do people really look at past the top 10 until after they do something in the league?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to name the people who are expected to do great things. At the number 1 draft pick, we have Victor Wembanyama going to the Spurs. Real quick, I wish I would have told our producer about it. There is a video during this photo shoot right here of this young man trying to sink a jump shot. Fellas.
What's up?
I don't want to put the cart before the horse right now, but I feel like a lot of the hype died down after that footage got out.
Was it bad?
Ask me how many shots did it take him to make the jump shot?
How many shots did it take to make the jump shot?
We don't know. After he missed enough times, more like 5 or 6, he went up for a dunk.
Well,
but you know what? I'm gonna come back to Victor Wembanyama in a minute. I want to get to the other 9 draftees. At number 2, the Hornets selected Brandon Miller from Alabama. At number 3, the Blazers draft Scoot Henderson from the G League. Ignite, I believe that was the name of his team.
Note there about that. The Ignite and all of these G League players, at least for me, a casual follower of the NBA, this is a lot of G League draftees rather than college draftees.
Hold that thought. All right. So at number 3, we had Scoot Henderson from the G League. At number 4, the 4th overall pick, I believe I might have said 4th round. My apologies. We have Amen Thompson. And then at the 5th pick, the Pistons drafted his brother, Ausar Thompson. I probably messed that up. Both from Overtime Elite. There's the picture right there. That was to be drafted along with your brother has to be a childhood dream, or at least a dream that pops into your head when draft talk starts. But it's always a dream. But to have it actually happen, that has to be pretty cool. Sadal, I know you have a brother for sure.
Yeah.
T-Bone, do you have a brother? Okay. So, Sadal, yes, brothers. I always thought you had the one until I saw the other one at the comedy show. I was like, I thought you just had the one. And so, if you were in a position, describe how it would feel if you were in a position for both you and your brother to be selected to play what you love to do at the highest level.
That'll be really dope, man. I mean, I remember, you know, me and my brother, you know, we
You forgot what he was called for a second?
I'm trying to give
me and
golly, we just
look, I hope both your brothers haven't tuned in yet. Cause that's gonna be a conversation for next Tuesday. So you don't know what we are.
They'll be all right. They'll be all right.
So we not brothers.
No, I remember me and my brother watching. I remember me and my sibling, my brother, watching wrestling like on TV and just kind of like, you know, man, it wouldn't be cool if we were just like a tag team and tag team champions, because you know we grew up watching the Harlem Heat and you know they're brothers, and you're like, man, that'd be cool, you know. And just to think, if that were to ever happen in real life, that just would have been incredible. You know, I can only imagine.
Oh man. So I never grew up with a sibling, but I definitely have friends who we all watched wrestling, and you know, I was like, man, it'd be cool to do this. And shout out to my friends that are actually out here doing it, and I'm just watching like a big fan, man. And it's pretty cool to see that they were really devoted to it and had the knees for it. This knee right here wasn't letting it happen. So I chose I wasn't gonna go the Stone Cold route and walk out to the ring with knee braces all the time. And I was like, nah, we're just gonna let that do what it do. We're gonna let that naturally act itself out. So I can only imagine what the Thompson brothers are going through. Shout out to them for achieving this incredible feat. At the number 6 pick, the Magic selected Anthony Black from Arkansas, also known as Arkansas. This is where the draft got fun. At the number 7 pick, the Pacers drafted Bilal.
Pace yourself.
Remember the lesson from last month.
Oh no, I'm reading all these.
Pace yourself.
Sure nothing strings together.
Okay.
To make bad words. Okay, see right here. He was traded from the Pacers to the Wizards. The Wizards. All right. And at number 8, the Wizards drafted Jarase.
Could you state it in a sentence?
The Wizards drafted Jarase.
Bless you.
Jarase. The Wizards drafted Mr. Walker from Houston.
Yes,
and then he was traded to the Pacers. And that was the number 8 pick. The number 9 pick stayed where he was drafted for now. The Utah Jazz drafted Taylor Hendricks from the University of Central Florida.
UCF, Golden Knights.
And then at number 10, the Mavericks drafted Kason Wallace from Kentucky, and he was traded to the Thunder. Now, looking through this draft, I can count 1, 2. Okay, those 2, and then 3. I count 4 players that were drafted from the G League.
I need help. I need to be caught up here. I need to be caught up on what's going on now. Because as a person who has not engaged in much basketball.
All right. So
yeah, me too. Because I haven't. This is news. This is news to me.
I need to understand what changed.
You're familiar with the G League, correct?
Very familiar.
Yes.
Used to be the G League. Now it's the G League, sponsored by Gatorade.
Sponsored by Gatorade.
And if you'd like to sponsor the Platform Sports Talk Show or the Man Cave or Ladies Night, reach out.
Email us.
Email to one of those email addresses that we have popped up. We will take your money and make you proud. Okay. All right.
We only have one email address. How many email addresses do we have?
Oh, we got
one.
I mean, look, you can send a DM to at Platform Sports Talk on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't trust DMs. I need emails. DMs could be scammers.
Look, we in the influencer business, and the influencers, they use Instagram. Just letting you know.
That is true. That is very much so true. Okay, so where I'm going with this, to answer the question about when this became possible, I have no clue. Hey, real quick, forget you, producer. I rehearse for my shows. Ain't no Patty over here.
How does it work? Because are players able to go from high school to the G League now?
Mm-hmm. That I've seen that. I've seen that players have gone from high school to the G League, or like LaMelo, they go play overseas.
It probably has something to do with the rule that you have to spend at least 1 year out of your high school year before you can get drafted in the NBA, right? And then some players choose to go the professional route, play overseas or the G League, and then they can get drafted that next year. I'm guessing that's what that is.
I got it right here. How to join the NBA G League as a player. They have local tryouts.
But what's the requirements before the tryouts?
I'm glad you asked, T-Bone.
So
it's a local tryout, and let's see.
Because it seems like a loophole for the players, you know.
I think just going the professional route instead of just taking 1 year of college ball. Well, although you got NIL money there, perhaps that's what it is.
Yes, this article is very vague.
So you're saying
this article is very vague. So to me, it is looking like it's similar to the process for the XFL.
Well, because I would guess technically that if you're playing in the G League, you're not playing in the NBA proper at that point, which would be a loophole for the rule of you can't be in the NBA straight out of high school.
Okay, so there are 4 ways to get into the G League. The first way is through a local tryout.
All right.
The second way is to get drafted in a G League draft.
See, yeah, that would make sense. That would track.
And veteran players and special invitees are eligible, as well as undrafted rookies and international players.
Well, Russell Westbrook, what you doing, man? Go on down there. Go on down.
Damn. The number 3 way is to be an NBA affiliate player. So Russell Westbrook, there you go. Once the NBA rosters are set, there may be some wiggle room for others in the organization that they want to hang on to and take an extra long look at before cutting them. So yeah, teams can designate up to 4 players to be sent to their G League before the regular season. And then, of course, there are returning players in the G League and 2-way players.
2-way play? I thought we got rid of 2-ways in like 2005.
No, this is on a current article, so I'm guessing it's back. Notable members of the G League are Pascal Siakam, playing for the Raptors 905. He is an NBA champion at this point. Hassan Whiteside, he was drafted in 2010, but then he was drafted by the Kings in 2010, but then was sent down to the D League before he was picked up eventually by the Miami Heat. And those are the only 2 they have. Okay, I thought it was more than that. But my thing is, would you say that G League players who, if they're being drafted from the G League, are already in the G League, which is a subsidiary of the major league of NBA, is it unfair to other college players that might have been able to get a spot that they're going for people who already have a closer shot to the NBA than a college player did?
I wouldn't say it's a closer shot necessarily.
I mean, you got NBA on your jersey already. It's like it's there.
But you're basically in the minor leagues of the NBA at that point. It's just like you have players that are drafted for baseball. You have players that come out of college or go from the minors. It's basically the same thing. They're basically on equal footing at that point, right?
Yeah, so because you can choose to either play for a college team or you could play for a minor league team. But in that case, when you get drafted out of high school, and then you can either from there you can choose to play for their minor league affiliates, or you can play and choose to go to college ball.
But I would assume with the G League that it's only certain players in the G League that can even be eligible for the draft, for the NBA proper draft at that point. Right? It would basically be based on, what your status is as a G League player, depending on what that looks like. Because if you're drafted if you played in the NBA and go down to the G League, I don't think you'd be eligible to be drafted into the NBA. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's where it gets confusing. So, like, how are you like?
It would just think about it like your regular job, right? You got full-time, part-time, you got your seasonal, whatever, your salary, your hourly, and you get different things based on how you're classified. So I would imagine the G League has different classifications for what your status was in the G League, how you got in there, and that would basically mean how you be eligible for the draft.
Right.
Shout out to Ms. Williams right here. That's what I wonder. Does the G League experience give them a better chance in the draft? The NBA draft, yes.
I wouldn't think that it would.
I don't think so because I mean, it's still.
The caveat to that would be that if you're in the G League, you've already probably been labeled as a high prospect player to begin with. If you're coming in on that route, so if it from that point, yeah, you would think that if you're in the G League, they wanted you because high potential. But out of the other people that's out there playing in the NCAA, like they have a chance to be featured in a different way and can't be compared. They're not already being compared versus other NBA players that they've already been drafted. You know what I mean? Like they're playing against a different pool, so people see potential in different ways. Going in the G League could probably hurt your potential more than it could help you if you're not performing the way that they thought you would perform.
And in this day and age of the internet and television and all that and scouts, if you got some sort of talent, you're going to be found. It's going to be evident. They're not going to miss you. So I don't think
that was
that's a problem.
Yeah. That was just something I thought about as I was watching and rereading this list, because I looked at the draft, didn't really pay attention to it. I caught Fat Joe's infamous viral moment about who he liked, a certain player from Kansas. I'm sorry to mention.
That could be any idiot of the month material, if you ask me.
Yeah, to be honest, he likes it from Kansas. All right. The player we were talking about is not even got to be on there.
Yeah, he was the number 2 player in the draft.
Yeah, he wasn't taken with the number 2 spot though, which is crazy. Isn't it crazy who they project doesn't really go where people think they will, except for probably the number 1 pick?
No, I think he actually went number 2. Wasn't that him?
Number 2 came from Alabama. This guy came from Kansas. He was the number 13 pick by the Toronto Raptors. If you would like to Google and see.
Oh, you talking about the guy that had the ruby suit on?
Yeah, great.
No, it wasn't him. That wasn't him. No, it was the number 2 pick out of Alabama.
So no, I'm looking at the list and I'm remembering the name he said.
Okay. Yeah.
So I want you to go look at the 13th pick and understand that Fat Joe only said his last name.
Okay.
On national television.
Mm.
No Mr. in front of it. Just flat out. Did you find it yet?
No, I didn't find it yet.
I'd hate to have to share it on the screen.
Well, we'll save it.
All right. As you look for it. Also, in addition to the NBA draft happening, we had a few players who declined their options of re-signing with teams. We had a few players to get traded due to on Father's Day of all days. For those of you who don't know, Bradley Beal from the Washington Wizards.
He couldn't have said Richard.
Yep, that's not his last name. That's not his last name, T-Bone. Look, his generations named him, so they gonna call him.
Yeah, but that
Mama called him. He gonna call him. I ain't got you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
On national television. He said he likes it. I'm like, well, all right.
Yeah.
So the one of the blockbuster trades that have happened so far this offseason, Bradley Beal, St. Louis's own, is no longer a member of the Washington Wizards. He was traded for I forget his first name. I know his last name was Shamet. I believe it was I always mess up his first name.
If you're forgetting his name, it must be a no-name player.
Yeah. So we got a no-namer, and then
Landry.
Yes, Landry Shamet. And then we have another player who you all might know of. He's been around for a little while. I don't know if you've heard of Chris Paul.
Christopher Paul?
Chris
Paul. I don't know if that rings a bell. He used to play for the
the State Farm guy.
Everybody. That's
the State Farm guy. But wait. Something is off with this picture. Oh, yes. Thank you. That reminds me. And then the Wizards said, nah, I don't want it. And they traded Chris Paul to be alongside Steph Curry, as you're seeing here, in Golden State with the Warriors. But now that raises the question, who did the Warriors trade away? Well, I'm glad you asked. They traded away none other than their former Golden Boy with the glass jaw, Mr. Jordan Poole.
Everybody out the pool.
Everybody out the pool. The pool
we
is dry.
We just talked about in the serious moment of the water, and now we're talking about pool. Anyway, never mind.
We were talking about oceans, pools,
water, activities.
Pools, all right. Yes,
pools.
That guy, the guy who was probably one of the biggest flops in the playoffs this year. Golden State
pose.
Huh?
You got the Richard Nixon pose going there.
I thought you said something else. Thought you said he has the riches and the. Anyway, he is now a member of the Washington Wizards. They are labeling Jordan Poole as a franchise player now. I don't know why, but for some reason, Jordan Poole has been the picture that has been put next to the Wizards logo for so many things. I believe they're saying that the Wizards are supposed to be leaving DC and going to, what was it, Virginia?
I mean, that's not really a.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really.
It's not. It's just
going across the street. That's basically what you can do.
Not even going across the street. You're moving from the corner office
up
on
a
this
couple of
end
blocks
to the corner office over here. You're just moving to a different corner. That's all you're doing. So now, well, if that is approved, they'll be the
Woodford Wizards.
Go Wizards.
Go Wizards.
The Go Wizards.
The Washington Go-Go's.
The Washington Go-Go's.
Yeah. Man, because every night after the game, he's gonna go.
Oddly enough, I think
to the HBCUs.
Oddly enough, I think that name is taken by a team over there. But you know,
all right.
Yeah.
So man, so many trades. Also with Golden State, Draymond Green declined his option, and for the time being, is a free agent. Fellas, do you think that Draymond is doing this to re-sign for more money?
Yes.
Or is this stint in Golden State finally done and he's going to be a gold and purple kind of guy?
No.
For as it was announced that he declined his option, Draymond Green and one LeBron James were spotted in France together.
Bum, bum, bum.
Look, it's a money play, man. And here's why, man. Look, first of all, you trade away Jordan Poole, who by some accounts has been somewhat of a divider in the locker room. So you get rid of him. And so now that leaves space to sign Draymond Green. Of course, Draymond is exploring his options, but it's also a leverage play, you know, to get more money, you know, and that's what he should do as a professional athlete, to get paid. And I think he'll be right back in Golden State.
T-Bone, what about you? What you thinking?
He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere because Draymond ain't going. He's Golden State for life. There you go. Couldn't quite get the, Anyway.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank our impromptu special guest, T-Bone Diddy, for those bars. Yeah. So at first I thought it was a money play, and then I saw the LeBron.
They all hang out with LeBron. That ain't nothing new.
Everybody hangs out with LeBron.
LeBron is
not everybody. Not everybody.
That's just that's
Monte West don't hang out with LeBron.
Kyrie wants to hang out with LeBron, okay?
You said who?
Kyrie wants to hang out with LeBron.
Oh, he made that known the minute he left Boston. He was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, Brian."
I mean, LeBron, that's what he does. He's got basketball friends. They're all friends. Till they're on the court, then they make each other mad in the moment. Then it's, hey, you want to get on the banana boat, bro? Yeah, I think I do. All right, let's get on the banana boat. Who wants to get on the banana boat? Hey, let's get on the banana boat.
Yeah, every year.
They're
on the banana boat. But another team has come up as a contender for Draymond Green. The Sacramento Kings.
I don't know. I don't know.
The team that took Golden State to not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 games. Took them to 6.
I got a question.
6 of them. Yeah.
Were those 6 games, were those consecutive?
Why, yes. T-Bone, those 6 games.
And what does consecutive mean?
Excellent question, Sadal. And for those of you who do not know the meaning of this illustrious word,
let me take some notes.
Consecutive means 1 right after the motherfucking other. And in such happenings, you get a constant flow, making it consecutive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been
Thank you for
Stan
that clarification.
with the vocabulary of the day.
I believe this is the first time that's been said in a couple years at least.
Long time. Yeah. Maybe on the Super Show. I feel like I got one off on the Super Show.
Yeah.
I feel like I said it while I was in the producer's basement. I was there. Yep. I feel like I've said it at least once. But this just in, our producer has an updated photo of Mr. Jordan Poole. Lay it on us. Oh,
wow.
Boo.
Wow. Really? Really? That's what we doing right now, man.
I thought.
we gonna do that, man. Talk about old stuff, man. We talking about old
we
stuff.
didn't do it. Well, since we're here, I rewatched the video that that happened to be posted as it was announced that they got rid of Jordan Poole. The infamous video of Jordan Poole getting knocked the fuck out. His knees buckled. I don't care what nobody say. He wasn't swinging back from that. His knees leaned to the left like a Soulja Boy dance. It wasn't happening. It looked like he was going you. And no, it wasn't happening. I don't care what anybody says after watching that. That fight would not have continued. Jordan Poole got one good shove, and Draymond reminded him that I went to school in Michigan State, brother. Michigan. I'm from the trenches, brother. Don't Jordan Poole look like he went to a prep school?
Not in that picture.
Well, not.
Hey, y'all gonna have to get enough of talking about Craig Black's new star player for his basketball team, man. I don't know why y'all doing this to this man.
All right. If we want to be honest, we didn't do a damn thing. He did this all to himself. He secured the bag and fumbled it within the same calendar season. He got paid right before the season, went to the playoffs, and was putting up abysmal numbers. Abysmal. Horrible. And as a result...
Then I believe we have some...
You know what? What do we have? If we have some footage, I'm going to play-by-play. All right, let's roll the footage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
We're just going back and forth, verbally jawing at one another, but then it turned physical. Our video shows Draymond Green approaching Jordan Poole. Now, when they come face to face, Jordan pushes Draymond in an effort to create some space. Well, Draymond didn't like that, and he absolutely tees off on Jordan Poole, literally in an instant, dropping him to the ground. Now, of course, as you'd expect, everybody rushes in and separates the guys. What's interesting?
Look at the knees. Look at the knees. Look at the knees.
Before we released this video,
they
said that it was very unlikely that Draymond Green would face any discipline as far as missing games.
Right
now, though, with this video out and seeing what looks like just a blatant assault on video, I can't imagine any way that Draymond Green does not get suspended for doing this. I know teammates fight, but you can't just walk up to somebody and punch them square in the face. Can't do it.
Yeah, guys, this story is huge. The sports world is absolutely on fire.
We can cut the
everybody in the.
Did you see the way? Who is this random? Oh, we had a ghost. All right. Did you guys see the way that his knees buckled?
Yeah,
his knees did a good them franchise boys impression. They leaned to the left. Then they rocked to the right. And
now, granted, the man ain't no boxer, man. He a basketball player.
He wasn't exactly prepared, bracing himself.
Right.
I have seen lesser athletic folks.
How many people you seen get hit by Draymond Green?
Do you know how many people there are in the hood that are stronger than Draymond Green?
Okay, let there's some people who may be strong for hood strong in the neighborhood strong, but you talking about a professional athlete that is what? How tall is Draymond Green? Like 6'5", 6'6"?
I think I'm around the same height, so like 6'7" maybe.
So he's about 6'7". Yo, you realize that mean he don't weigh a buck 85, all right? He probably weighs somewhere closer to what? 230 maybe?
Somewhere around there.
At least.
Mm.
And you talking about someone who it's part of their job to work out?
Lift weights.
And factor in he about that life. So, you know.
Well, in that case, Jordan Poole needed to go back in the gym. That shove, that push off wasn't really a far extension. It was a
no, because what he thought was going to happen. We covered this when it happened. But what he thought was going to happen was he thought he was just going to push him, and maybe some people were going to separate him like people normally do. He did not expect what was going to come immediately after, because who would most of the time?
So would it be fair to assume that off of that video we saw last year, that maybe there was a locker room problem with Jordan? I almost said Peele, Lord. Jordan Poole.
That's what I mentioned. That's what I mentioned in my assessment of the whole situation.
Because like T-Bone just said,
there was word that there was
no intervention
in the locker room.
Yeah. So I was just wondering, is it predated as far back as this video?
When I say that nobody came in between them, what he was probably hoping was, like most people do, is a bunch of yapping. See, 2:30. I got the 2:30.
Right on the dot.
Wait a minute.
You did say 6'6".
Right on the dot. Right on the damn dot.
You know, wrestling, you kind of get used to judging height and weight. You know what I mean? Even if it is a little exaggerated sometimes. But, you know, I think what he was thinking was he caught in his face. He'll push him off. He would probably start yelling and creating a scene. Then people would come in and kind of get between them. But he didn't get the yelling and causing the scene. It was just a scene of him on the ground.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, since we're talking about NBA, I know we had another thing to talk about with the NBA,
We do. Thank you so much, Sadar. With the completion of the 2023 NBA draft, I want to take you guys back in time, and I want to pick your mind and see which draft class is your ultimate favorite. Sadar, we'll start with you.
Well, my ultimate favorite is the draft class of 1996, the 1996 NBA draft, man. And I want to just read off some of the notable names of this draft. You had, of course, one Kobe Bryant. You had Ray Allen, Steve Nash, Allen Iverson, Peja Stojakovic. You had Marcus Camby, Stephon Marbury, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Jermaine O'Neal.
Zydrunas
Ilgauskas, yes.
Man, Big Z.
Jermaine O'Neal, Derek Fisher, and Eric Dampier. So those are just some of the names of that draft, man. I think you looking back at it, some exciting players, some players that, you know, didn't really seem like much at the time, but turned out to be pretty good players. And then, you know, one of my favorite players of all time, Allen Iverson, comes out of that class. And so, and of course the great Kobe Bryant, which I hated throughout his career, and then after he retired, respected him, you know, for what he contributed to the game. So that would be mine.
Would you believe that I told somebody the exact same thing? I had made my Facebook post when Kobe passed away, and I detailed, like I said straight up, I hated this man. I hated this man while he played. Somebody deemed that disrespectful and told me that I shouldn't make a post paying my respects to one of the greatest basketball players that ever lived. And to that person, I don't believe that you're watching right now. But if you are watching, are you dumb? You sounded stupid. Just wanted to get that out. All right. T-Bone, if you had to pick a draft class that was your ultimate favorite, which draft class would it be and why?
All right, okay. So I had to take a look through some history here. And, I think I want to kind of give a draft that's probably underrated. Because, look, we could all say 84. We could all say, 2003 or 96. What about 1987? Huh?
Who we got on that, T-Bone?
Have y'all looked at the 1987 draft of some names who were in that one? One of which I feel like there's going to be an impression done of today because that's what people have been doing lately. But some names in the 1987 draft. Y'all ever heard of David Robinson?
Vaguely, yeah.
Name rings a bell.
How about Reggie Miller?
Miller time.
Don't choke.
Miller time.
And here we go. Everybody's favorite, Scottie Pippen.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Now we're talking about the game of basketball. and I'm glad that you brought my name up. T-Bone, is it? All right. When you bring up the game of basketball, you have to respect my draft class. We had some immense talent, myself included.
also included on the list, we got Horace Grant, Kevin Johnson, a guy named Mark Jackson. I don't know what he's doing these days.
Man down. With all due respect.
Man down.
There's this other guy, Muggsy Bogues. I mean, come on, man. That 87 draft is, that's probably the most underrated class. A lot of people who were secondary, or you got David Robinson who succeeded. Reggie Miller went to a lot of, championship games and of the sort. Scottie Pippen, the number 2 that everybody remembers the most, and everybody else, that's pretty good.
Man. All right. Well, great classes by the both of you. If I had to pick a class, as T-Bone mentioned earlier, it would be none other than the famed 2003 NBA draft class. And let me tell you why. Because at the tender age of 9 years old, I was truly getting more into the game of basketball during, because this was during at the time, during my stint in the world famous, y'all know where I'm going with this, Jewish League. Had a great time. I played for the Suns affiliate. We were the Olivet Suns because we couldn't say Phoenix, copyright. But during that time, I started watching the game and learning and respecting the game. Such players were rookies at this time. Tell me if you know any of them. We've got Luke Walton was a rookie at this time. Mo Williams. I don't know if you're familiar with Mo Williams. Maybe some kin to Miss Dub. He played for the Cavaliers. Remember that team. James Jones. Killer three-point shot. Killer three-point shot. Some other players. Big Perk. Not the drug. Kendrick Perkins. He was actually drafted by Memphis. Yeah. Who else we got here? Luke Ridnour was also in this class. One of my favorite point guards from Sadal's least favorite school of Kansas. Kirk Heinrich was also in that class. Nick Collison was a prominent center for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't know what he's doing right now at the time. I hope he's doing well. Some other players I don't know if you heard of these guys. It's a guy from Marquette. It's Dwayne Wade. D-W-Y-A-N-E. Dwayne.
You mean Dwayne Wade?
No, that is spelled Dwayne. Actually, fun fact in this moment, his name is not spelled Dwayne. It's very hilarious. His name is spelled Dwayne.
And he's out of here. Well, it was fun while it lasted.
She like,
and he's
what?
Oh.
And for my next trick, I will make myself reappear. But yes, Dwayne Wade. I know it's Dwayne, but maybe it was a typo with the birth certificate. But it came out Dwayne. He was also in that class. I don't know if you guys remember him. Great player. Chris Bosch. That name ring a bell to you guys?
A little bit.
Okay. Carmelo. That's say Carmelo.
Says retired.
Yes, recently retired.
The last three names that I named are recently retired. You know who isn't retired? The number 2 pick of that class, Darko Milicic. No.
That's not the player that.
Oh no, he only played 10 years in the league. Jeez.
Yeah, he's out of there.
You know what else? No other player has played as many years as this guy that I'm about to name. Maybe you know him. Carmelo technically officially played 19. He wasn't on the team last year. This guy, LeBron James.
He's only the biggest phenom to ever come out of high school basketball.
Or excuse me, let me say it as his number 1 fan would say. I haven't said this in a while either. LeBron, Raymond James, that guy. Yeah, who to date has 38,652 points.
And
in case you've been living under a rock for the past
all of those games played with a 3-point shot eligible too. Yeah, I'm taking away.
Oh, come on.
Wait, tell me what I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
All right, $1 bill, Phil. Man, but yes. Also, shout out to Michael Petrus. He was drafted by Golden State. I can't believe I skipped over him. Played for the Orlando Magic. 6'3".
I know I saw just a flash on the screen. One Annie Greer.
I see it.
Friend of the show.
2011 is her
2011.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why right now. I don't even have to look. That was that the year that Klay Thompson was drafted?
It is.
I believe it was. Yeah,
probably was.
But you know who else was drafted?
Who else was drafted in 2011?
A player who I would have considered my favorite a few years and a few teams ago. Kawhi Leonard was drafted in 2011. Kemba Walker was drafted in 2011.
Oh, wow.
There's this other guy who we just mentioned, the notable sidekick, Kyrie Irving, was drafted in 2011.
What a time. Klay is there. Yes, we know.
Yeah. We was waiting on that.
I'm going to say it. They say Klay don't like white women. So, yeah, Klay might be back.
Isaiah Thomas.
That, I was like,
Jimmy Butler drafted in 2011.
The Isaiah Thomas?
Not that one.
Oh no, I wasn't. I'm a Bulls fan. We don't acknowledge that Isaiah Thomas. What do you mean? There's only one Isaiah Thomas in my eyes.
In no sentence will that ever be the Isaiah Thomas.
Hey, there's only one the Isaiah Thomas, and he played right after he lost his sister in a valiant effort. He played through emotions and scored his ass off for her. That is why he is the. Did y'all see the great game he had on the comeback?
Don't say
in
that
the Big Three.
You know, I could just see the other Isaiah Thomas just all of a sudden disappear out of nowhere. Stan, how you gonna disrespect me like that?
Hold on, what did he say when he didn't make the Olympic team? I met the qualifications.
I didn't make the qualification.
Don't go up in Detroit and make that mistake.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't go to Detroit.
No. Hey man, it's a nice city.
Hey,
nothing against them.
I didn't like the bad boy Pistons, man, because all these. This is where the Jordan rules came out of, which they don't know about the Jordan rules. They know about the Jordan rules, man.
They know.
Me that.
They know. Just a bunch of disrespectful schmucks. All right. So I'm glad that everybody has their favorite draft class. We're gonna switch things up here, and we're gonna go swinging for the fences. It's time for baseball talk. Now,
do we have to?
Yes, because we beat the Cubs and we beat the Astros last night. I'll take it. We won 2 games in a row. When was the last time we won 2 games in a row, Sadar? Because I don't know.
I can't remember.
Damn it. I will take it. We beat the Cubbies, which is always just a good feeling, no matter what our record is. That's just always warming of the spirit. And then we beat the Astros. Somebody remind me, who are the reigning World Series champions right now?
Joe knows.
Yes, she does. Because it's the Astros. And we beat them.
Annie Greer says
we're not going to
acknowledge that.
I'm not acknowledging that.
I'm not going to acknowledge it either.
I'm just going to leave it there.
You know what?
But for those of you who don't know, the St. Louis Cardinals recently had the opportunity to go over to Jolly Old to play in London against the Cubs. And I don't know if it was jet lag, the time zone change,
maybe even the management of the team, or even the GM.
So many variables, so little time. The errors in Game 2.
Oh, I watched. I was watching in the moment. First play of the game.
Error. I'm like, Just put us on the damn plane. Put us on the plane. Read my comment out loud. I just did. Read my comment out loud. There you go.
I was about
to read it out loud. There you go.
With the exception, good job, Stanton. If you'd like to have your comments read, we do accept super chats. So
yes.
Oh man. All right. Well, the Cardinals are winners of 2 straight. That's probably the only good news I have about them right now.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's go into these depressing ass MLB standings.
Oh my God.
I'll take the National League. I'll start with National League Central. Just get it out the way. In first place, it's the Pit. Wait. No. It is no longer the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm sorry. In another trip to Bizarro Land, the number 1 team in the NL Central is the Cincinnati Reds. We need to have a meeting of the NL Central team committees. How did we let this happen?
I have no idea.
How did we let this happen? This is
they were favored to be the last place team going in.
And now here they are, the first place team of the NL Central.
Is that now? Here's a question. Here's a question that I have. Is that a reflection of them being as good as they are, or is that a reflection of the other 4 teams being just bad?
I'm gonna say it's a mixture of both, because right here in second place we have the Pit. No, it's not them either. There, they were just in first. It's crazy.
To be fair, it's not us either.
Damn. Yeah. Jesus. We haven't reached the All-Star break, like I said last week. If you tuned in last week, you saw we haven't reached it yet. We haven't.
We right here, man. We're here.
It's the after. It's the after, Sadal.
It's the
post. It's post
man.
break.
We here
this week, couple of weeks. We here, man. We are in last place.
Post break.
suck. I can't believe we're saying it. Cardinals.
Oh, I got some words for you, sir. I got some words for you.
We are not post break yet, Sadal. Until the fireworks go off, until the home run derby champion is crowned, and until the All-Star game is finished, we are not post break. I called post break, and post break it shall be. But at the number 2 spot in the NL Central, we have the Milwaukee Brewers. In third place with a losing record, and this is where the downhill spiral starts. We've got the Chicago Cubs. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
Y'all right? Cool.
In fourth place,
who's next?
We have the pit.
You got to get that checked out, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I
but
can't.
I can't get it out.
Can't get out, man.
I'll say this: in the NL Central, in fourth, we have Pittsburgh.
Okay.
We have Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
And of course, at damn dead bottom, but only 3 games separated between us and them booty boys up there. We have our St. Louis Cardinals.
This is
who wants to take a crack at the? Yeah. Oh yeah. This is some surreal.
This is surreal, man.
This is Twilight Zone. Is this what it is?
Hey.
Yes, the Twilight Zone.
Hey, do you remember a few years ago, before I was a series regular, we had a team that was doing okay. They were regularly, making the playoffs until a certain point. And they were doing their thing, and they would be in third place. And even when
what are you doing, T-Bone?
Even when they were in third place, all we heard was the Cardinals suck. Oh, it can't get any worse than this. This is the worst that it could be. Fire Mike Matheny, fire Matheny, fire, 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 fire. That's all we heard.
Yep. Sure did. And guess what happened? They fired Mike Matheny.
They fired Mike Matheny.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had another manager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then what happened to him?
He
didn't kiss ass.
He got fired.
He got fired.
He got fired too, right? Fired. Now we got another
okay. Man. In his defense, his firing that
was just
that's a complicated situation, right?
I don't think the man shouldn't have been fired. He should be the manager of the Cardinals right now.
He shouldn't have been fired.
This is my goodness.
Oh dear Lord.
No.
Oh my God.
Oh dear Lord.
This ain't this.
Oh.
Anyway,
dear Lord.
Anyway,
we would not stand for that language.
I mean, it's
that's not right.
I mean, we can't
protest a man when he's down.
We can't protest it.
Kick a man when he's
this
down.
month.
That's just a shame. That's beneath you, Annie Greer.
That is childish.
It's just
That is insubordinate and cheerish.
I can't believe you would do that.
I think that's a 3-game suspension right there.
That is. That's a 3-gamer right there. And a hearing about reinstatement.
Yes.
But all I'm saying is, how does it feel to be in last place compared to being in third place, which third place at the time for Annie was the bottom? All right, there we go.
Barely. Anywho, what's the difference now? Well, there are a lot of variables here.
Do we feel better now that we're in last versus when we were in third?
Well, right now we are a team that is in, as much as we want to deny it, in some weird rebuild phase. We're trying to find ourselves after Yachty. And right now we're kind of lost.
A rebuild phase. Let's be
honest. It is.
It's not a rebuild phase.
It's a rebuild phase.
I'll tell you what is going on, man. This is a product of the GM, man. Mozeliak. When he fired Schilt for apparently no reason other than he wouldn't follow along with his plan, basically kissing his ass, he fired him. After winning manager of the year, after making the playoffs, no problems with him, lets him go. Philosophical differences. And so he gets his yes man and Ali Marmol and brings in a staff that is inexperienced, and brings them in, and now here we are. That's what's happening. We've got the same team, pretty much, that we had for the past.
No, some pieces, some major pieces are missing.
Some major pieces here and there, but that's our problem right now, man.
So, Doll, I have a question for you. Say by some weird happening, or by us probably continuing to be in last place this year, your prayers get answered, and scrolling across the top of your ESPN app is the Cardinals fire GM John Mozeliak, and 2 or 3 years down the line, we're still ass. Who's left?
I don't know. Then
DeWitt.
I think it's probably DeWitt.
You got to buy DeWitt out.
To be fair to Mozeliak, he don't hold the wallet of the DeWitt family. He doesn't. He's at the whim of the DeWitts. They're just happy. They're just happy people are buying tickets and buying nachos and buying T-shirts. They don't really care about the team winning. It's a byproduct. So, I mean, there you go, right there. So
I believe this came up on a previous show, not with us, but a previous platform show. Or if not, I definitely thought it and never put it in the chat. Do you believe that a strike would change things? A fan strike?
A fan strike?
It's not going to be a
it's not going to be a fan strike because St. Louis has some great fans. You know, they're fans of the Cardinals, and that's like the conundrum we're in. The fans, they've seen record number of people come out, even though we're in last place.
And yes, Stanton, yes.
It's going to pain me to say this. We were once fans of the Rams too, right? And then they started sucking, right?
The Rams were on loan. They weren't never a St. Louis team.
Okay, but in the great days,
are more established and more rooted in St. Louis.
And I can tell you that there's way more people who, despite us wanting to grow our audience and all the other shows, there's way more people who just casually go to the games for the Cardinals because there's so many of them, as opposed to the hardcores who would listen to the radio and think, hey, we need to have a strike. Like, to organize something like that, you're not going to do it because there's more people who just go because they like to, what?
Yeah, that's a long comment. That's a lot of words, man. Anyway,
I got a question. Who the Pirates ever beat? Huh?
Who the Cowboys ever beat? The Cowboys have. Hold on. Fun fact: since we're here, the Cowboys have gone 10,000 days without being in the Super Bowl. That's a feat. We're talking about Roman and his 1,000. Let's talk about Cowboys fans and their 10,000. 10,000 days.
Who was that?
Who was that?
Was that the wifey calling somebody home? Because I don't know who's. I don't know what witchcraft Annie got going on over there, but I don't like it. But no, to my point, I understand what you all are saying. The Rams being on loan, whether the Rams were on loan or not, when the Rams were winning, asses were in seats, right?
Yeah, naturally.
Because, so when they started losing and kept losing, what happened? You saw more red than you saw blue jersey wearing people in seats. The seats were red, in case you didn't know. The seats inside of the dome are red.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones calling y'all. We ain't got no glory for him, so I don't know why he calling. Anyway, we ain't got it.
So, no.
As you see, when they started losing, fans stopped coming, and ultimately Mr. Toupe was able to use that as a valid argument, even though he was going to get rid of him from St. Louis anyway. He was able to use it as a valid argument, right? And St. Louis will support winning until it becomes to get too much. I do believe, as crazy as this may sound, there is a breaking point within Cardinal Nation. I believe us getting to the level of the playoffs that we did last year was a saving grace. I truly do believe that. But if we can go a certain number of seasons, I don't know what that number is, but if we can go a certain number of seasons without even being in playoff contention and having these losing records, I don't believe there's a diehard enough, unless you have some super connection with your great grandmother who used to watch the games with her every game. I believe they'll stop going, because who wants to pay to see a losing product?
People that have kids that just know that they only have so many years to take their kids to baseball games.
No. If that's the case, then they will gladly go to a winning product out at TR Hughes Park, one of the affiliate teams.
And we've got one of the best facilities, ballpark facilities here in the major leagues. You know, we got Ballpark Village. There's a lot of things to do around there. It's family friendly, so people are going to naturally bring their families out.
Right.
What is Annie? Annie is just
She had to delete her. She had to delete her comment because it wasn't PG, and it wasn't. It was the one that we refused to read on air. Nah, I believe that's the one she deleted. But yeah, we weren't reading that.
I just want to know, Annie, are you okay?
But real quick, before we get to that smooth criminal over there, we've got breaking news.
It just hits me like that. Just hits me.
Wrong one. Nolan Arenado has been removed from tonight's game due to lower back tightness. He is now listed as day-to-day.
Well, shoot.
That's code for let's see how we do without him.
Right.
My lower back is tight from carrying this goddamn team. I don't know. Man.
It's a mess. Listen, to T-Bone's point, Mike Matheny was fired for less. He was like T-Bone said, we were a third place team, and they fired him mid-season. I really hope that they do the right thing, get rid of this manager, man, and get somebody in here that's experienced, and get a staff in here that's experienced in the game of baseball. Because we've got some talent here. Now we do need some pitching. We do need some pitching talent, starting pitching talent in there. But overall, it's not like we have a bunch of scrubs on the team. We've got some talent to work with. It's just that the management doesn't know how to manage this team.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Have we used that breaking news button too many times tonight?
Hell no. That breaking news button is unbreakable.
All right, because I think I got some breaking news. I'm looking over here on my screen, and apparently Keith Lee has de-aged himself and cut all that gray hair off of his head and used some Just for Men. That's some breaking news, everybody.
Oh, yeah, he turned back in the hands of time.
Boy, that boy Benjamin buttoned himself, and he buttoned up. I tell you that.
Man. Breaking news indeed. Well, Sadal, you mentioned it. Some of the things that we need. Pitchers. One, you said starting pitchers. One starting pitcher I can think of is the forever returning Adam Wainwright. Do you believe that this time around, or even earlier on with his decisions to return, that he has bit off more than he is able to chew?
Sadly, I think so. I did expect him to retire with Molina and Pujols. I think he was aging way before this season, and showing signs of his age, I should say, way before this season. and now it's just a clear-cut case of Father Time catching up to him, you know. And I think whoever those fans were to cause him to take his Twitter down, I think that was a little bit too much. But I think he overstayed his welcome in St. Louis as far as a player, and that's okay. That doesn't say that take away from his career, what he's done for the Cardinals. But for this 2023 season so far, yeah, it's an unpopular opinion, but I think so.
I got a different take on this.
All right, well, T-Bone, let's hear it.
I mean, he's not having a good season, correct?
Yes.
Neither is anybody else. It doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. But if he wants to stay here and during this bad season, this is the best time to have a bad season if you're him. Because everybody else on the team is having a bad season too. Top, down, bottom, to the top, to the management, to the players. Nobody's doing well. If you're going to have a bad season, do it when you're losing. And if this is the end, that's fine. There was no harm. No harm at all. It's not like he's harming a team that has potential, okay?
And it is, in fact, his last season. He already has stated it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what? Okay, you put another pitcher in there. What? Was that pitcher going to win all the games for everybody else too? What? Was he going to pop the popcorn? Huh?
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. I also have another unpopular opinion here that might ruffle some feathers.
Ruffle them up, then. Ruffle them up,
so to speak.
Come on, feather ruffler.
There has been rumors, trade rumors of Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah, I've heard those too.
Yeah, and I would agree to trade Paul Goldschmidt for better prospects in the future. Here's why. Yes, he's the reigning MVP, but he's also 35 years old. He's not getting any younger. I think, in my opinion, you strike while the iron's hot, trade him while you can get some value out of him. And also his contract situation, he's going to be free agent after next year. Anyway, if you're going to make a move, I would do this now. I think after this year, there's not going to be that much tread on the tire. If we're talking about the future of the Cardinals organization and the team. So I would not be upset if the Cardinals decide to trade Goldschmidt this year. That is just my opinion.
I'm with you on that, Sadal. Sometimes you have to make big moves and moves that aren't fan favorites. But the move is made in favor of the fans, right?
Mm.
Do you believe that St. Louis can sit here and deal with a trust me on this at this point?
Hey.
Because if you get rid of Goldschmidt, some people will say, okay. Some people will say, what are you doing? For those naysayers, do you think Cardinal Nation can deal with a
there's
trust me on this?
There's always going to be naysayers in this. You know, there's always going to be something that like, oh no, but I mean, listen, you got to be bold. And I don't think it's in the MO of Mo to be bold. I think it does bode well for him if he is bold and make that splash to be able to have the gusto to trade somebody like a Goldschmidt for some prospects, for people that can win in the future.
Here's the only problem with that is what you have in Goldschmidt, right? Mm-hmm. And you have a player who's an MVP caliber. And what'll most likely happen is you gotta look at what the likely outcomes would be. Okay, so you trade him to another team, and he's in a position, and the fans see him performing as well as he's ever been and goes on to, be the catalyst of a team winning a championship. Do you want to be the guy to trade that guy away? And the other thing is prospects don't always pan out, right? You can get prospects and then you might not even see those guys, there on the roster.
What's the alternative to that though? You stick by your guns and you keep Goldsmith, who's aging, and he doesn't live up to those MVP caliber seasons over the next 2, 3, 4 years.
Well, you just said that he's a free agent after next year, right?
Right. But if you have a chance,
I understand what you're saying. Is you're saying trade what we know we have in this guy who may be gone after next year for possible, people who could contribute on the roster. But the problem is that possible, and we just had a season where two of our, even though one was gone for a while, but two of our legendary players retired in the same season. We're going to lose a player who, again, he may not be having the best season right now, but, he's somebody that the fans are familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a lot of, I don't want to say trauma, but it's going to be very disorienting for a fan base if you lose those three guys and then willingly get rid of another guy, which I understand what you're saying in the long run of what could be possible, but we know what we have in him now. And if we can, if we had a general manager and owners that would like to put stuff around him, could possibly be that anchor on our team, at least for the next, 7 years or so, Stanton.
But that's the problem. That's the problem with Mo, man. He takes that stance of playing it safe and holding on to guys and not making moves.
But I don't know if either one of them is safe or not, because if you just do an opportunity cost thing and just cost benefit and look at it like that, like I think that those are close decisions, right? That's almost like a 50-50. It's not like a clear-cut decision to make.
Yeah, but but really, if you really look at it, when was the last time you saw Mo really caring about what the fans thought anyway? When the fans were talking about, hey, get pitching, and nothing's happened. And what's Mo doing? He doesn't care about what the fans think anyway.
Care about ticket sales, Stanton.
There you go.
Question for Sadal. Sadal, do you remember a player we had by the name of Dexter Fowler?
Yep.
Do you remember how we got Dexter Fowler?
Free agency.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, do you remember the player that was also here along with Dexter Fowler, but then he went to the Cubs?
Yep.
What was his name? Mm-hmm. What the Cubs do that next year? Like literally that next year.
Yep, I understand.
So I feel like,
you know what? I would like to bring up another stat here.
Entering in.
Remember a player that we had by the name of JD Drew?
Mm-hmm.
He was a popular player too for the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
He was traded to the Atlanta Braves for a player and one prospect by the name of Adam Wainwright.
I object. I object. Look who else was on the team with JD Drew at the time. He may have been popular, but look who else was on the team at the time.
Who else?
You can name some players. Don't make me pull it this way. Don't make me.
Who else? No, it's your objection.
I look. There were other players on the team. If we're talking about Wainwright,
we got other players on the team.
But
right now,
trading away your MVP from the previous season. Come on.
Listen, man. Listen.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
They made a splash, and it wasn't Mo that made that trade.
Well, let me ask you a question. All right, so they trade Goldsmith to another team. They pick up How many prospects you think they get? 3?
It doesn't have to be a prospect. It could be somebody that can win now. It could be like a starting pitcher.
But but see, you just said a guy that could win now, but we're talking about a guy who could win now if things were around him, right?
Yeah, but how can you get those players around him if you don't make any moves?
Well, but you just negated yourself, because if you can win with him and you're saying to trade him for someone who you can win with, then you're just negating your trade. Like, that nullifies the purpose of the trade. Like,
I just want to say real quick, that boy ready for law school. Like, I just want to say that. I just want to say that he is ready.
So you wouldn't trade Goldsmith.
I said I could see why you said that. I'm just saying
you wouldn't trade Goldsmith.
Let me think. If it were me, I would probably say it depends. No, I'll give you an answer. I'll give you an answer,
man. You're trying to get on me.
No, if it were me, I would not trade him right now.
When will you trade him?
If it were me, maybe in the offseason.
And after we didn't lost.
Well, here's the thing:
the iron is hot right now. People are looking for players. People are competing right now in the 2023 season.
No, what are we going to compete for? 3rd place? Like,
no, I'm talking about other teams that we can trade to. Like if there was a team that was looking for a bat that can produce right now for 2023, and they think they had a shot, we could use Goldschmidt as leverage and get some decent players out of that.
But you could do the same thing in the offseason too.
But you wouldn't have that. You wouldn't have that leverage. The season's over now, and then.
But you're always going to have teams who are going to want to go all in, just like those Cubs did, right?
Yeah, but it's not as the iron is not as hot as it is right now. Right before the trade deadline. You know how buyers are. It's that impulse buy. It's that what do you do in the heat of the battle? Hey, right now. It's that right now moment.
But both of these things happen all the time. Like, you get the same thing during the off season too, where it's, hey, the Cardinals are looking to shop such and such.
I don't think. Here's the bottom line. I don't think he would be as valuable at the end of the season as he is right now, as far as trade value. I don't think he'll be that valuable.
You're possibly right. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just need to get through this season with what they have, because again, you don't want to. If you're looking at them from the point of, we don't want to make the fans upset as far as like not buying tickets and being disappointed in that way. Like, you don't want to get rid of one of the 2, name players that you have that fans associate with the team.
I'm just going to read off what we did on December 13th, 2003. Now, granted, this was at the end of the season. J.D. Drew traded to the Atlanta Braves along with catcher Eli Marrero for starting pitcher Jason Marquis, relief pitcher Ray King, and rookie prospect Adam Wainwright.
But didn't that just favor?
That was at the end of the season. Now, I'll give you that. But
I say we satisfy both sides.
They made a splash, and they had the gall to trade a popular player of J.D. Drew.
But that's why I said, do it at the end of the season, after the season is over.
Mm-hmm. He did say that. I would just like to say that you all are mentioning an excellent player who was the MVP. So I don't think I'd get rid of him. You know who else is popular in St. Louis and might get us a little return on our investment? One injured yet returning soon, Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah, it's a possibility of him getting traded.
Miss Dub is the judge, and she ruled in favor of T-Bone.
I'll take it.
There were very stern litigations that just happened here.
Look,
so,
I'm not a lawyer in training either. I'm just a fan here.
Plus, I think going to law
fair.
school takes like what, 5 years, maybe something like that.
Going part-time is going to take 4.
He's going to be a damn good lawyer. I'll tell you that.
He's
a very fine lawyer. If I ever find myself in a jam, I'm hiring T-Bone.
I'm calling T-Bone Funk, attorney at law. Is that the name?
I'm look. I'm gonna launch a YouTube channel chronicling my journey. You know what I'm going to call it? In layman's terms. Boom. Huh?
I like that.
I see what you did there because I know what you did there.
I like that. I do
people
too.
may not
like
know,
it.
but I know.
I get it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. But damn, I really thought law school was 5 years. Jeez.
It's really 3 if you're going full time, but unfortunately, I like getting paid, so I'm not gonna stop working so I can go to law school. So
yeah,
I like to eat.
Speaking of 5 years, y'all remember when I made that wild hot take in my first couple weeks on the show?
Let's not do that again.
Yeah, I won't.
Do it.
I won't.
See the results.
Hey, but you know what? Like, since we're on the number of 5 here,
5.
Looking back over the last 5 years of our beloved sports teams, and I mean the teams that we talk about on here, and by our, I mean you and I, Sadal, not T-Bone.
Oh, I know
is the remake of Cousin Vinny. Oh man. So guys, if you had to pick a 5-year run between these two teams, who would it be? The two teams are the aforementioned St. Louis Cardinals or the Super Bowl 56 champion Los Angeles Rams.
The past 5 years or any 5-year period?
The past 5 years.
Oh,
in these past 5 years. To me, the answer is clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It is clear.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
You know what, T-Bone? Go ahead and do it. Go ahead.
Go ahead, T-Bone.
We know where he's going. We know where you're not going, so we know where you're.
Yeah, I know where you're not going.
So come on.
I grew up liking the St. Louis Cardinals. I enjoyed hearing about the Cardinals when I was gone. So
I feel an all-time promo switch coming. I'm ready for it.
Thank you, Miss Dub. We enjoy you, coming here every week and checking us out.
We definitely love you, Miss Dub. We appreciate you.
But let's be honest.
Oh, now you're getting ridiculous.
Hey, Annie,
going too far,
Annie. Message me of who you know with the good, cause I need some. Cause whatever you smoking, sign me up for 2.
That's more powerful than anything that Snoop ever smoked.
Man, more powerful than Willie Nelson's finest. Like, Jesus. The next 5. She does realize that means they have to make the next 5 play. Anyway,
now,
T-Bone, if you had a pick between the fandoms, who you picking? Or between the organizations, who you picking?
I'm still picking the Cardinals. I mean, look, yes, this year, not where we want to be, but out of anything, and I'm not even here to disparage the Los Angeles Rams. I'm not going to do that. That doesn't have to be a part of my analysis. But, I mean, look at last year. We didn't win a championship, but I feel like as a city, I feel like we all won together. Like, just to be able to experience that.
Not only would you make a good attorney, you also make a good GM assistant to Mozilla too.
Well, I mean, listen, to be fair, look, we went to the playoffs last year. All right. You brought Pujols back. You brought him back into the family. You had the magical run. You had Pujols pitching. You had Yachty pitching. Listen, overall, I think last year was pretty fun, right? We didn't get past, in that playoff run.
You said you had Yachty pitching, right?
He did.
No, Yachty did get to pitch. There was one game towards the end. They let Yachty on the mound.
Yachty and Pujols.
They let Yachty and Pujols on the mound. It was hilarious.
Yachty Molina is a catcher. And
I know that's what. So they were. I believe the lead was so good.
Yes.
Or it was just at a don't give a fuck point in the season.
Correct.
That they let Yachty. They let Yachty take the mound.
It wasn't even late. I think it was even halfway through the season. It wasn't even that late.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can look it up. It is there. It was very strange.
Very
strange to see.
They pitched. Yes, they pitched. Yes, I guess that's great.
Well, listen, it's stuff that you don't normally get to see. But my point is that overall, as fans, we got to enjoy, these legends. Oh wait, no, that's why Sadal doesn't like. He don't like legends reunions. He don't like that type of stuff. But listen, I mean, overall, as a city, I understand as a city, that was a pretty good bonding experience altogether. I mean, that was first year I got to bring my son to a game. So
that turnaround was ass. I'll tell you what.
From the penthouse to the outhouse. That's basically what we did. So
shoot. If I may.
Yes.
I do appreciate the symbolic gestures of fan lore and spectacle, but I also appreciate actual winning and the actual winning of something significant like championships.
Not the hearts and minds of the fans.
And that's great too. But you can have both when you actually win the chip, which is what the Los Angeles Rams did over the past 5 years. They won conference championships. They won a Super Bowl over the past 5 years.
They just upgraded all the way over the past 5 years, huh? They
went all in. They actually had a GM with some gusto.
With an owner,
hey,
an owner with some deep pockets. That owner, right? Huh? That owner said, "I'm gonna upgrade everything. I'm gonna upgrade my stadium. I'm gonna upgrade my town. I'm gonna upgrade my fans. I'm gonna upgrade them all. I'm gonna upgrade to the big city, the big lights of Los Angeles, California. Finally, the Rams have come back to Los Angeles, right? Huh? That's where you going with that? Huh? Yeah.
Don't get me started. It's not even football season, man. It's not even football season. I'm not gonna go there with you, okay?
Well, y'all excuse me while I do my best T.I. impression right here. Yeah. Hey, T-Boone. What you know about that? Huh? What you know about that?
You wouldn't know anything about that.
Because y'all been in LA. Were y'all at the parade, the championship parade, huh?
I was there in spirit.
I tell you, one place I wasn't at a parade. I wasn't at a parade I wasn't in a parade in San Francisco.
Well,
or
nobody
Santa
was
Clara.
in a parade. Darn it. Okay. You got it.
Yeah. So,
or Santa Clara.
Listen, the Rams, despite what you think about them or what you don't think about them,
love that ownership.
They won.
Pippin.
I bet you do love that owner, won't you?
You do.
I don't. I hate the owner.
You can love an organization and hate their corporate.
You can love the
Ask
player.
New York Knicks fans how they love their owner.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
What?
Ask New York Knicks fans how they love their owner. Or ask Craig Black how he loves the owner of the Washington football team.
Former owner. He sold it.
He sold it off. Former owner.
I just want to get that in.
That's a nice looking hat there, man.
56. We
how
recently had
do you get
57.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
How do you get one of those hats? Because just for information for T-Bone
Super Bowl
for the future,
champions?
because he probably doesn't know how to get one.
So step one, you have to win, if need be, a wild card game. Step two, you win a divisional round game. Now the 49ers know a little bit about that.
Oh,
right?
They can do
now
that.
step three. You have to win well, no, I'll give them that credit where credit is due. They did it a few years ago. It shut the world down, so maybe it was a bad thing. So, step 3 is you have to win a conference championship. And from there, you almost get one of these. You get one that has this on it, at least, and maybe your team, and maybe the new era logo. But in order to get the word champions on you fitted, you got to go into a neutral zone stadium against a member of the opposing conference and beat them within a 60-minute time frame of eligible play. For which, when the clock strikes 000 at the end of the fourth quarter, or overtime if necessary, Mr. Funk, I see you in a second. I'll get to you. You then can be crowned a Super Bowl champion. All right? Super Bowl champion. Within the last 25 years, the 49ers ain't got it. Within the last 10,000 days.
28 going on 29 years now.
Yes, I should know. I was born the year they won.
Yeah, but we're talking about the past 5 years at least.
Oh, but within the past 5 years,
to be fair,
the Niners don't have one.
To be fair,
Jerry
a lot of teams don't have one in the past 5 years.
Hole, so they don't have one.
29 is a little different story.
29 is abysmal. How many days? How many years is 10,000 days? I'll get that in just a second. But yeah, Cowboys don't have one either. So if I had to pick within the last 5 years. Oh yes, I'm sorry, T-Bone. Your hand was raised.
You asked me, how do you get one of those hats? Is that what you asked me?
I think he was asking me that. But yes, the question is out there.
Okay, so the question of how do you get one of those hats? Well, I could get a 49ers hat that says Super Bowl champions on it. They were definitely printed in the 2020 season and probably shipped off to a third world country. After
they didn't take them; they were burned.
Wow, wowzers. Okay, tell you the prototype exists. Tell you that. All right. So
why have a prototype when you can have the real deal?
That's true. Hey, listen, the Rams won the Super Bowl. They did a good job. They beat the 49ers on the way there.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yep.
Who's we? There's no we. They left y'all. They got up one day and they went to work and they packed your lunch in a roadmap to tell you how to get back home because they moved, right?
I tell you what, that is true. That is true. But before they did leave St. Louis, at least they left us a little parting gift.
They did from 1999.
So the city of St. Louis did experience a champion in football.
Yeah, and during
at least.
And so did the 49ers.
27 years. It's been 27 years since the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. 27. Jerry ain't found the glory in that hole. 27 years.
Years since the 49ers last won one. It was 27 for the Cowboys since they've been in one.
Yeah.
There it is.
St. Louis.
One time Super Bowl champion, St. Louis.
Fun fact. The
you mean to tell me
Super Bowl run inspired the song
during that time of the 49er drought, you had a team, a terrible team, come to a town, win a Super Bowl, become terrible, leave town, go to the new town, go to another Super Bowl and lose.
Let's hold on.
Another Super Bowl and win.
So, no, you forgot to acknowledge the point.
What?
You
The
forgot to
49ers.
acknowledge.
What? What? The last Super Bowl. What?
You forgot to acknowledge the time when we went back to LA, we were ass.
What?
We were bad.
What?
Terrible.
What?
Horrible.
What?
Abysmal.
What?
Not worth a damn.
What?
Not
What?
worth the price of the ticket.
What?
I got
Not
a
worth
question
a
for you,
free
Stan.
ticket. What's the question?
Did the 49ers win in 95?
What?
No.
96?
What?
No.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, what? Wait a minute. They did win in 95.
Oh, they didn't. They won in 95. But
Well, technically, technically, they
technically,
did.
it was the year
94 season.
95. Yeah,
So,
well,
yeah.
but they didn't win in 96.
No.
They didn't win in 97.
Neither did y'all.
Didn't win in 98.
Neither did y'all.
They didn't
They
win in
so the
99.
hell. So the hell didn't win in 99. I'll tell you that.
Y'all
Didn't win in 2000.
Listen, y'all didn't win in 99 either. You won in 2000. All right.
No, we won in 99.
2000.
Look, our point, man. Listen, you don't want to trade Super Bowl barbs here, okay?
Oh, wait, you don't want to trade Super Bowl barbs either because one of us has 2 championships to their name, and the other team has not 1. Oh, come on, producer. Not 1.
What?
Not 2.
What?
Not 3.
What?
Not 4.
What?
But 5. 5 Super Bowl championships to our name.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, and then you would also have to blow off the Super Bowl trophies because they're dusty. Because it happened so long ago.
But they got
Them
them.
Lombardi's got a little rust on them.
Got a little rust on them. Got a little rust on them.
They got them. That's all that matters.
I got them. I'll tell you what.
Right now, there's
Tell us another story, Grandpa.
We're the same age. You heard standing out here stunting, talking about he was born in whatever year, talking about he was 9 years old.
Just makes you young, though. It makes you feel young, man, with the championship.
Talking about being 9 years old when those fellas were drafted, and we up here 19 years old. Come on, man. Come on.
The 49ers won their first Super Bowl. We wasn't even born yet, T-Bone. None of us was born yet here on the screen.
Is that true? I mean, we were born that year.
No. Not unless you were born in 1981.
Well, okay,
1982.
You're right.
And Andy shouldn't be talking about Lombardi trophies when they just had as long as a drought as the 49ers.
They also have 5 championships too.
Yeah, and even
5 senior
than
championships. Those championships are senior citizens. Those championships are right next to Jerry in the home.
Well, all right. Hey,
that's the last glory that came through that hole. I'll tell you.
I remember during that season, y'all like to tell me about how they won the championship and said, we're not talking about these previous years. We're talking about this year. But what happened this previous season?
Y'all didn't make it to the Super Bowl again.
Where were we at? Where were we at?
Same place y'all ended it last year.
Where we ended up.
And where were y'all? No, where were y'all during this? Where were y'all?
The same place
looking at
where
them
the 49ers
fabulous,
really found themselves.
super loaded, double-decker Super Bowl rings with the replica of the stadium.
Playoffs, huh?
You said what?
How far did the Rams go in this year's playoffs?
Oh, we went pretty damn far. I tell you what.
What, into the stands?
Yeah, close, but no cigar for you guys, though.
Well,
you guys actually had a chance.
How does it feel to get to the door of the exclusive party, and all because you forget the passcode known as winning, you can't get in?
After all of this grandstanding and talk throughout the weeks and months of this show, during the last year's NFL season, how the 49ers is their year and all this crap. You get to the door
Mm-hmm.
and you get denied.
So my team has been in the NFC Championship how many times over the past 5 years? And your team went to the NFC Championship one time. They won the Super Bowl, and they're back to the outhouse, just like the Cardinals.
Actually, we went that one year when we played against Tom Brady and them in
2018 season.
2018, 2019 season.
Okay, so twice. And,
I mean, we've been to the NFC Championship how many times? I want to say 4 times.
4
Since
times.
You all have won a ring.
1999.
We've been to the Super Bowl
twice.
3 times. Because we went where we lost against the Patriots.
No,
then
4
we went
times.
where we lost against the Patriots again.
4 times. Because we won, yeah. We went to the Super Bowl 4 times and won 2.
Yes. We're 2-4. Y'all are 5 and what?
Technically, y'all are 2-5 in Super Bowls.
No, what's the
Yeah. The one that's like too far from all of us to even
1980, if I'm not mistaken.
1980.
Oh, you going back in Eric Dickerson days. Jesus.
That was actually before Eric Dickerson.
It's over. Oops, my bad. Damn, did I just age old Eric?
Yeah.
Because that's another person I don't call by his last name. I'll say the full thing.
All right, what's next on the program? We've driven this into the ground.
Yeah, we've beaten up T-Bone long enough.
We'll relive the glory day, glory day of the Rams.
It was a few days
on you.
It was a day.
It was a few days.
Glory 2 weeks,
but not glory.
But I'll tell you what, you weren't. Y'all
no glory in that hole. No glory in that hole. That's the only way we can say that. Ain't no glory in that hole.
Only glory y'all had last year was some greens, all right? Tell you that.
Hey, we don't speak of that foul wretchedness on this show.
That's what I call the Rams.
If that's the case, then the 49ers ain't nothing but canned chickens.
Is that a thing?
Yes, it is. And it is very disgusting. Very disgusting. I ain't never tried it, but it comes out in a gelatinous fluid.
Shaq and Barkley, was laughing about barbecue chicken. That's what the 49ers are, barbecue chicken.
Wait, no, barbecue chicken is good. So I like barbecue chicken.
You don't know the reference anyway.
No, I know the reference between Shaq and them. He been saying barbecue chicken alert for a long time. In the words of Adrian Broner, excuse me. Boy, them 49ers is cooked. Oh, man. Well, guys, before we end out the show, we got to talk about some of the most exciting television that I've been watching on Friday nights for a minute now. And I'm not talking about what's broadcasting on TNT. No, or TBS, excuse me. I'm talking about Friday Night SmackDown. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get into some WWE talk. Now, I want to start it off right here. For those of you who keep up with WWE products, I'm going to slide on over to a previous Monday Night Raw where Logan Paul was announced as the final participant in this Saturday's Money in the Bank briefcase ladder match. Now, since he has been announced, there have been reports going around that in the WWE backstage area, Logan Paul is now in talks to win the Money in the Bank contract. T-Bone, I'm going to come back to you in a second. Sadal, do you believe that Logan Paul has done enough in his short time and number of matches to hoist this Money in the Bank briefcase?
Yeah, I'm the wrong person to even talk about WWE, man.
Wait. To be fair, let's give him context because I already knew that was going to be the answer. And I'm not going to say anything to persuade the witness, but let's just list off some things that he's done. First of all, before we, he was in a tag team match with The Miz against a couple guys. Can't remember who it was at WrestleMania last year, not this year. All right, Annie. All right.
It's time again.
He faced The Miz at SummerSlam that year in a match where people were like, wow, look at what this guy can do. He faced Roman Reigns in a pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia in 2022 as well. He came back at the Royal Rumble. He was in that, had a big moment that caught a lot of media attention. He was at a WrestleMania. He wrestled Seth Rollins in a match that people were like, wow, look at this guy go. And now here we are. It's Money in the Bank time. And, he's been added to the match. So that's what he's done so far as to give context.
Okay. So in this case, I'd be like the unbiased judge because I haven't seen not 1 minute of any wrestling since WrestleMania.
Well, you said WrestleMania.
Oh, damn.
I said since WrestleMania.
Well, he hasn't been around since WrestleMania. You saw WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's the last time we saw him.
That's it.
So the question is, has he done enough?
What has he done on a week-to-week basis?
Are you
promote Prime and YouTube videos and not show up on WWE programming?
He hasn't been around since WrestleMania. It hasn't been.
Yeah, he hasn't been televised since WrestleMania. He hasn't.
Why is he? Okay.
Why is he in it? Come on, ask T-Bone.
I tell you what. I don't see any problem with him being in the match because it seems like over the past few years he's been a part of attractions, different matches of this caliber. I don't see why he should be in it. But as far as winning it, I'd have a problem with that. But I don't see a problem with him being in the match, no.
If he won it, what do you think could happen if he won it?
It'll be a situation where he'll be in a title match, but I don't see him being any long-term solution for the company.
Let me rephrase the point. If he were in it, what's the positives that could come from it?
More eyes on the product, because of his name and more behinds in the seats. And so
I love how you're saying that so casual. More eyes on the product.
I know because of my previous stances of gerontolactic wrestlers getting in matches. I know why.
That wasn't even the point. But my point is, it's like that's why you would do it.
You know if that's a word or not.
Isn't that the point of why they promote things is to put more people in the seats?
Yep.
More people to watch the product.
At least he's not 85 years old. At least he's of age where he can actually move around and do things in the ring.
Yeah, that's been pretty exaggerated, but
I know it's exaggerated.
Go ahead, Stanton.
Very nimble guy. No. It's on you, T-Bone. It's on you, T-Bone.
Listen,
I've been waiting all day for this.
In reality, the person who, if you're watching the product week to week, should win it would probably be LA Knight, right? But
yeah,
that's right. But, or should I say, boy, producer ain't on
I don't know what's happening here.
Just ain't on it right now. We got somebody out here saying, yeah, or we can have somebody saying, what? That's right. Anyway, it should be LA Knight if you're watching week to week. But look, I wouldn't hate it if Logan Paul won because, again, you're talking about you want to get younger people in there. And the thing about Logan Paul is it's not like Logan Paul is a celebrity who's just out there and doesn't really know what he's doing and is making a joke of things. Like, this dude is signed with them for one to however many appearances is going to be. But like, just Stanton, what's Seth's story with having the world title? What's the reason why he said he wanted to have that title?
To be a fighting champion.
And how often would he be there?
All the time.
all the time. So we have Seth Rollins as the world champion on Raw, and he's saying, I'm going to be a fighting champion. I'm going to be here all the time. I'm here for you and you and you and you.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if Logan Paul wins the Money in the Bank and cashes in and beats Seth Rollins? Now what?
Then WWE has done the dumbest thing, because now you've introduced a regular champion who's not going to be a regular champion.
Okay, Stanton, I hear your points. Sadal, I know that we can go back and forth, but what did I just set up there?
What do you mean?
You have a guy who's on TV every week saying, I won this title, and as a champion, I'm going to be here every week for you, and I'm here for the people, and I'm going to be a fighting champion. And then you got a guy like Logan Paul who is not there week to week. He goes and he beats him for the belt. What do you have set up?
A damn mess, because now you don't have a champion on TV.
Boy, oh boy. All right, let me make this more clear.
Potentially, because if he wins, you know, he can
lose.
He can lose the match.
What you have is a clear baby face and heel feud. You have this guy who's trying to be the baby face, who wants to be there to be a fighting champion week in and week out, here for the people. This is what Seth as a character is saying to the people. But then you have Logan Paul, who's the Hollywood. I'm casual. I'm here just because I get paid a lot to do it. He wins the belt from Seth and probably cheats to do it. You have a clear babyface versus heel match set up for SummerSlam. Where do you want the guy who's here every week, or do you want this guy who's just here when it's convenient for him? Because that's what Logan is. And if there's anybody to do that story with, which is what they've tried to do with Brock and Roman in the past, which never made sense because they are your guys. But if you have Logan as the part of the clear heel for Seth to overcome and beat, that's a perfect dynamic between the two, right? If you have the problem with LA Knight winning is the people are behind LA Knight. They want to cheer LA Knight. So Seth would be in a pretty bad position if LA Knight won the Money in the Bank, because if LA Knight wins it and then he cashes in on Seth, Seth isn't going to get sympathy for the fans, because the fans are going to be happy that LA Knight won the belt. There's nothing for that puts Seth in a bad spot. And we've seen what happens when Seth gets put in a bad spot. You saw it happen with The Fiend, where people started turning on him after they were behind him when he was facing Brock Lesnar. Once he faced The Fiend, and people turned on Seth. They soured on him. You don't want people to sour on Seth. He's over with the fans right now. So you put him against a guy that can be a clear heel against him, something that he can overcome. It's a story that can be told with that.
I just feel like isn't there another heel that's in this match?
Who?
No, that was my asking. Like that was me.
What other heel in this match? Okay, who all is
No, I'm asking you that. I'm like, is there another one? I'm not saying it like, isn't there already? No, I'm like, because I need to know, because I can't think of one right now.
It's Santo Escobar, LA Knight, Logan Paul, obviously as a heel. Ricochet is a babyface. Shinsuke is a babyface.
Yeah.
Butch is a babyface, and Damian Priest is a heel. So
yeah, there we go. You know what I really think is going to happen? I truly believe, and this is just for storyline purposes, between building up the Judgment Day to a major storyline, I feel like Damian Priest is going to win. And then I also feel another prediction that is out there is that Finn is going to beat Seth due to outside interference. I'm not going to say from who, because I might get some push-ups.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You got SummerSlam coming up. Why would you? Again, Finn is cool. You know, I have no problem with Finn, but they're going to a large stadium for SummerSlam.
Hey, you remember what SummerSlam was 7 years ago?
Yeah, and they also had who else as the main event on that too?
Who was it? Was Roman and Brock, I believe, maybe.
Probably.
No. Yeah, but one of the main events was for the brand new Universal Championship between Seth and Finn.
So they just had this match on Raw, right? Didn't they wrestle each other? No, they didn't wrestle each other.
Yeah, they didn't wrestle each other. Finn went against
but they're going to face each other here at Money and
Carmelo Hayes. So that'll technically be part 2, right? What does WWE like to do? Trilogy.
Not that many years.
Seth and Cody.
Not that many years apart. No.
I mean, injuries kind of messed all that up. I believe Finn's been injured a few times since then, right?
Mainly just one big injury, but
yeah, that took a whole year. The momentum died on that.
Does that sound like a match that's gonna, to make people tune in for SummerSlam and sell out that stadium?
I'd say yes, especially with an impending Money in the Bank cash in.
Finn faced Seth during the tournament.
That was wasn't that in the triple threat, or were they the final 2? They were the final 2, right?
They both had triple threat matches and faced each other in the main event of Raw.
So there's a difference between weekly main events and these, premium live events, since they're no longer called pay-per-views.
I hear what you're saying, but you're not going to put those guys on television on another pay-per-view. And then you're going to want to have something that's big at SummerSlam, which is viewed as their number 2 or 3 event, depending on how people view the Royal Rumble. You're going to want to go with a marquee match.
Nobody is more marquee in the WWE right now. Well, outside of LA Knight than Seth. Who else's theme do they sing relentlessly like Seth?
Get it? You want him to be cheered, and you want somebody to be booed.
And that somebody is Finn, who's going to be a heel for a very long time.
With his hand raised?
Yes, Sadal.
Unbiased opinion here, since I haven't been watching this thing.
Yes.
I guess this is a news flash. I agree with T-Bone on this one. I just see that this would be a compelling match for SummerSlam to have. I know, it's surprising. I know I hate to do this, but it means Seth Rollins and Logan Paul just sounds better on paper.
A rematch from WrestleMania.
For the title, Money in the Bank winner.
And better. If it were me, I'd have Logan win at Money in the Bank. Not even carrying the thing around. I'd have him win that belt at Money in the Bank and let him carry that belt around for the next 8 weeks or however long it is till SummerSlam. And not even show up week to week, because again, the story is built in. You have Seth as a babyface. I'm here for you all every week. That's what he's been saying. And you could have Logan Paul showing up on the Tron with the belt out in somewhere, out of the beach somewhere. You have him showing up on his show, throw the belt on. Yeah, I'm the champ. I'm WWE. I'll show up when I want to.
Okay. So we know that WWE is predictable. We get that.
Contrast.
But how many times are we going to play this part-time versus full-time story? We've played it twice with Brock already. We played it with Roman. We played it with Seth. How many times are we going to play this part-time shtick?
I understand. I said it was dumb when they did it with Brock and Roman, because those are your guys that you're trying to market. But it actually makes sense when you take a guy who is already viewed that way. If you want him to be booed, he is a part-time guy. He's a special attraction. He's something. He does other things besides WWE. And I think that that's a clear contrast of character. When they tried to do it with the other guys, it didn't make sense.
Are you saying Logan Paul is ready for a championship right now? 5 matches in.
What does ready mean, man? Did he have good matches? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think in today's age of wrestling, that ready thing goes out the window now. It's a facade.
Will he sell tickets is the question. Yes.
Yeah. I think that was long. That went away long ago.
By the way, other point, and again, to go into the behind the scenes stuff here, WWE is in a TV rights negotiation year. Think about that, right? You want to put your marquee stuff out there for the people to see. So
if we're promoting television, which is the weekly event, and the thing that you want people to see, they won't be there for it.
Who said that he won't be there every week?
You just did.
What
so
did
if he's not there every week leading up to SummerSlam, why would he be there every?
If I could,
yes, Sadar.
Technically, if Logan Paul wins and he got the belt and he's on camera somewhere, wouldn't he actually be there on television?
That's my point.
Every week
on television, not live attendance. He sends in the video. He's there.
He's there technically.
Okay. All right.
Showing
I
his
get
face.
what you all are saying. We know this man's day-to-day schedule. It is very public. It's not hidden from anybody. Do you think that the reason he makes these appearances when he does is because that's all he is available for?
I think that when it comes to Logan Paul, you don't want to have him on TV every week. He's a special attraction. Now, that doesn't mean that when you have a special attraction, that doesn't mean that those appearances have to be every 4 to 8 weeks apart. I mean, he can show up in the arena every other week, you know what I mean? Like, and just show up when he wants to and not actually wrestle. But again, think about this. He can take that belt and put it on his show that he does how many times a week?
2 or 3, maybe.
So he puts that world heavyweight, that new belt of the old version, but the new belt sitting on his desk or whatever he sits with, and he has that belt out there. How many people are going to see that?
His viewers,
Million.
According to LA Knight, that are 14-year-old girls that aren't gonna be interested in that. Okay, so the point that I made all the way back that you tried to hush on is coming back. So again, we're doing this part-time versus full-time for a third time. But this time it's Logan Paul as opposed to the 2 times it was Brock. We're doing it again. It's given Vince. We're doing this again.
What again? I don't understand. This is literally the same type of story that you would have got in the 80s. Again, I know we're in a different time, but the foreign heel is going to come and take your belt, and he's going to take it away somewhere else so that you can't have access to it. Oh no, we don't want the foreign heel to do that. Here's the baby face to come and save the day. That
sounds like Yokozuna to me.
How many times is Seth Rollins going to have to save the day? He's already saved the day from the part-time title-stealing, gone off-screen champion. He's done that.
Well,
he did it with Brock. That was his thing. Brock's never here. Of course Brock isn't here. That was his segment when he was the Beast Slayer.
I think that
talks about his part-timeness.
There's a different story when we're talking about your wrestlers who are there and part of WWE proper versus the celebrity. He's literally
he is signed to the brand, right? He is signed. So celebrity is out the window. He is a WWE superstar.
Stanton, are we?
Is he or is he not? Is he or is he not a WWE superstar?
He's not signed like that. Gronk was signed as a WWE superstar.
So if he's not a WWE, so we're just saying he's a wrestling celebrity.
We're saying he's not going to show up on AEW. Is what we're saying. That's what we say.
Because he's a what? Because he's a what? He's not an AEW star.
He's signed to a performance contract with the WWE,
which makes him a
contracted talent. Does that mean full time?
What is his category? There are categories, right? We have the announcers.
We have a full-time superstar. As we just said this earlier. Is he part-time? Is he seasonal? Huh? Is he salary? Is he?
He's clearly part-time. He's only there part of the time. Why are we having this part-time versus full-time story?
Okay.
Again.
So then say celebrity. He's a celebrity. He's not serious. He's
the
only
celebrities of WWE are Kevin Federline, Betty White, and Bob Barker. May their souls rest. Those are who I categorize as the celebrities.
Isn't Bob Barker still with us?
No.
I really wasn't sure.
No, he is not. He's not.
Oh shit!
What?
Oh wow!
This is news to
Bob
me.
Barker is passed a couple years ago.
Ah, damn. Okay. All right. Well, may their souls rest. Those were the celebrities.
No. Bob Barker was born December 12th, 1923, and he is still alive and still kicking. He'll take that.
Shut up. Okay. All right. We will take that.
Didn't go over the cliff.
That was the most perfect use of that sound.
He's 99 years old.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nope. I don't even want to say it because I had the hopes for Betty.
Don't. Sadal is currently being beaten with Bob Barker and his golf club.
Happy Gilmore. Okay. While Sadal takes a break, we're gonna put a bow on this. Apparently, I'm the odd man out here. I just don't see Logan Paul being champion as profitable as T-Bone. I don't see it as profitable as T-Bone does from that standpoint. Yes, the people that watch his show will see the belt.
Executives, man.
Oh man. Okay.
Executives, you get TV executives. They get excited with people who they can see as stars in the demographics. I mean, you're going to see him. You're going to see him as a focus, as a focal point. They're going to be bringing executives, I'm sure, to SummerSlam to say, look at this, and this is what we have on TV.
Okay. Well, it all comes down to this Saturday at 2:00 Central Standard Time. Is it 2:00? No, it's 2:00. Wait. No, yeah, it's 2:00. No. Yes, there we go. The time isn't on it. Okay. It's at 2:00 Central. Okay, cool. We will see at 2:00 Central Standard Time as Money in the Bank is broadcast from the O2 Arena in London. Now, just to bring up some talk, speaking of London, it is shown that AEW has
I think we're out of time. The tape machines are rolling. We gotta go.
Oh man. All right. We're out of here. We are going to wrap this thing up like Thanksgiving leftovers.
Wrap it up.
What? Nobody hit nobody in the face, huh? What? Oh, never mind, Stan. Go ahead.
All right. For myself, Stanton, for T-Bone Funk, and for Sadal.
And Bob Barker.
And Bob Barker. May he live vicariously.
He back?
And for Craig Black in his absence, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Remember, we are here every last Wednesday of the month, unless you hear otherwise from us. We will not see you all next week, but you all will see the lovely ladies of Ladies Night next week. Until then, be safe, stay hydrated, keep sports in your life, and everything will be all right. My name is Stanton. This has been The Man Cave. We out of here. Play my music.
We had a phenomenal day today. Nigger League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue.